Hey friend, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha. I'm the sister bringing you all things fashion, style, sewing, and the real talk on mom life. So if you're ready to catch what I'm about to throw at you, let's get it. All right, so let's hop into it. Now, if you know me, you know I love me a cover stitch machine. And here's why. I'm going to throw some things out here on the screen here because it does a plethora of different things. But the main thing that people know about when it comes to a cover stitch machine, it is good for finishing off knits. You will also see this machine used in a lot of your sportswear, a lot of your loungewear, even in swimwear. But for most of all, I do a lot of knits, so this is why I love this machine. Do you absolutely need one? That could be debatable. I would say absolutely yes, because as you know, I also sew for a living. I am a designer, and it saves me a ton of time. But however, I just love it. Gets such a beautiful finish. So we're going to do a quick little demo of how you would thread this machine. And the actual stitch that it does. So we'll go from left to right to explain exactly how each function works. And then you can decide from there whether or not you want to get one for yourself. Again, to keep this video short and sweet, we won't go in depth with a lot of the information. We just want to do the basics for now. And if you want more, just let me know and we'll get into a little bit more in another video. This panel right here, if you change the dials up here, you see 443. So if you do 443, this is what the flat stitch will look like on the back. If you switched it up and did 533, this is what it would look like. So right here, this panel right here is just letting you know if you change up the dials, what they would do. These two down here, you would take out one of your needles because as you can see, is only one stitch there. So again, these are just some little fancy smancy little things that you can do once you get more familiarized with your cover stitch machine. So let's get into these tension wheels here at the top. I know at the beginning of the video, I said we're going from left to right, but we're actually going from right to left. So let's get into this one right here. This third wheel here is for your lower looper. Is what's going to give you that flat stitch on the inside of your garment. And these two wheels right here, they are going to create the top stitching on the front of your garment using the twin needles that is already here inside of your serger machine. I'm sorry, your cover stitch machine. Also, make sure you check your machine to see what type of needles that they take, because you don't want to put in the wrong needles. Turn on your machine.
All right, so this light right here is an indicator that your machine is on. And now I want you to go ahead and open up this lever here at the bottom to be able to thread your bottom looper.
Another cool thing about this cover stitch machine is that it actually gives you a picture on how to thread the machine. And what I decided to do to help you so that way you could be able to see how each thread functions is I also took out the corresponding threads, and that way you'll be able to follow along easier and you can see how they work well with each other. Also, please have a pair of tweezers and scissors handy as well. Let's thread our machine. You're going to start with your green thread first. You're going to put it through its two holes at the top. You're going to put it to the hole that's on your left-hand side first. You're going to wrap it around, like kind of loop it and bring it through the right side hole, as you see that I'm doing right here. Now make sure you pull it through this tension dowel. And at the bottom there, you want to hear it click once you pull it through there. Then you want to turn the wheel facing you so that way you can line up the holes there at the bottom, because you want to be able to snake the thread through all three holes. And once we do that, we also are going to pull the thread, and then we're going to turn the wheel towards us again. So that way the little lever, as you see, is coming out, is going to come out over there. That way you can be able to put your thread through the needle here. Now, what you want to do is you want to have a nice little point on your thread. So you want to just clip off the tip of the thread, and then you want to be able to, that way it could just easily guide through the little hole. You want to go ahead and stick that through there, and it's okay to use your tweezers at this point if you need to. I don't, but sometimes I do. But this part is really important because now you're getting ready to use your tweezers. You're definitely going to have to use your tweezers at this part to loop it through the second needle you see there. Okay, so after this part, we are done with our lower looper. This next part, to me, I think is fairly easy and self-explanatory, but we'll go through it. Again, you're going to take the we're starting with the purple thread, and you're going to go ahead and take it through the left hand side, loop it around through the right hand side of the circles like we did for the green one. You're going to pull it down through the tension wheel, but this time you're going to the left under the hooks, up and around and down. You definitely, all you have to really do is just follow the arrows here. It tells you exactly where you are putting the threads. And so this particular time, again, you want to turn your wheel so that way your needle is up and you're able to take the thread. You're going to take it around that little lever there, and then you also going to take it around that second little lever. That is what helps with the tension, and then you'll be able to thread the needle. Now you're going to thread your right needle first. Okay, and make sure you use your tweezers because it's much easier to put it in there, and don't forget to clip the end so that way the thread can go all the way through. And make sure you pull that all the way out the way and keep that to your right. And then what we'll do now is do the same process again with the yellow one. I just sped up the video just a little bit because you're literally going to do the same exact process. The only difference is when we get down to the bottom, because now we're on the left-hand side. So you want to bring your thread around the left-hand side. And you still going to have to loop it as you see around the white, and just separate the threads and put it through there. Now, another thing that you can do, you can thread your far left one first. That way it puts it out the way. But I always just did right to left. And it was super easy to do. But okay, so now that everything is threaded, to get your threads underneath your presser foot here, all you would do is turn your wheel so that your needles can go down and then bring them back up. And that's what will have them all underneath the presser foot. Okay, so now we are at the fun part. So you have all of your threads moved over here to the left. Okay, make sure all three of them, as you can see them right here, they're all moved over to the left. Remember, your lower looper, which is the green one right here, is going to still be up under the plate here because it is for the lower looper, and that's totally okay. So you want to take your fabric. I'm just using a piece of scrap right here. I'm going to fold it over about a 1/2 inch. And then what you would do is take this. Now you want the folded edge to be up against the presser foot. And so we're going to put it under there. Now, normally I leave a little bit of space above where the needle is because I don't want my fabric to get ate up. So then you want to push the lever down. Okay, and if you want to, you can turn the wheel into your fabric to get it started so you can have it nice and situated. And then what we would do here now, what you will have to do, unfortunately, for the cover stitch machine, you have to use your finger as the gauge as you sew because it will not do it for you. So I would say you simply just take your time in doing this. Look, I'm going to pull this up a little bit because I see it's not all the way on the edge like I would like it to be. So there we have it. And then I'm going to turn the wheel again. Whoop. Let's go back. Here we go. Sorry about that. Turn the wheel back down. And now we can begin to sew. So here we go. Okay, now you see I'm up to where my finger is. So now I'm going to reposition my fingers again. So that way it'll be my gauge to finish out the rest of the sewing part here for the, well, you know, for the cover stitch. All right, now that we're at the end, what I do is run the foot some more. So as you can see here that we can cut the strings here. And normally what we would do is tie them at the ends. Just make a knot here because unfortunately the cover stitch does not do a locking stitch. So as you can see now, we have both rows here to match up with the top stitching on the top. And then on the back, look what we have here. Can you see that? Let me move this out the way. So you can also see how the yellow and the purple also comes on this side as well. But this is what it will look like on the back with the lower looper, and this is what it would look like at the top. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button.